Shalom Yeshua. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Recha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to those Le'akim that's preached the word in all truth and sincerity, along with Israelite foreigner brothers that are like the heathens. But the line of outside goes back to the nation of Israel, which the nation of Israel are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the prophecies and curses of Deuteronomy 28 chapter and throughout the Bible. So this is Brother Yakar, a mop lesson, and today's lesson will be entitled, Everybody Comes Back in Their Lot. You know, I'm just going to go on some precepts and a little one. You brothers and you sisters out there, be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, you know, because, everybody's back in their lot, because there's no gray areas. There's no gray areas with Yahweh Shemel Shai. You either righteous or you wicked. You either part of the elect or you're part of the non-elect. Yahweh Shemel Shai, it's not the art of confusion as it is written. And I just want to start off in the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 13. It says, this was the Lord, talking to Daniel, It says, but go thou thy way to thy enemy, to the enemy, for thou shalt rest, talking about when, Daniel is going to die. It says, and stand in thy lot at the end of the days, right? Meaning, he's going to, let's look at that word lot first and foremost, first. Lot is from the Hebrew word, gabor, gabor, gabaral, gabaral, or garal. When you go down right here, it says that's a lot, a portion, thing assigned by casting lot. Just like, a parking lot, when you at your apartment building, you may have your parking, you have a specific parking lot for your car, and that is specifically assigned to you. So the same thing, with a prophet. If you were a prophet in your past life, when you come back in the reincarnation, because reincarnation is biblical, you're going to come back as a prophet, So that's what it means when it says, and stand a lot at the end of the days, meaning in the last days, Daniel, he's going to come back in his lot as a prophet, because he was a prophet, a major prophet, back then. And he's a major prophet now. Now, we don't know who he is, but, he's here, And when you go to 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 32, it says, and the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets, right? So once again, so if you were a prophet back in your past life, that you're going to come back as a prophet in your next lifetime, when you come back in a reincarnation, And the same thing on the left-hand side. If you were a wicked person in the ancient world, you're going to come back as a wicked person, If you were wicked back then, you're not going to come back as a righteous, because I was going to say in the next verse, for Yahweh is not the author of confusion. That would be confusion, you know. So everybody's spirits, you know, um, you know, if you're righteous or wicked in your past life, then once again you're gonna come back as that same that spirit's gonna come back in a new body, but you're gonna perform those same acts that you did in your past life. You know, it says, "For Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints." Right? You know. Now let's go to Second Edges, chapter 14 and verse 35. It says, "For after death shall the judgment come." When we shall live again, right? When we should come back in the reincarnation and live again on earth. You know, It says, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, which manifest meaning made known, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared, man. Right, so it's only two. Like I said earlier, there's no gray areas between with the Most High. It's either you're righteous or you're wicked. Which goes into the ungodly. You know, so um, everybody come back in the lot. So you're either righteous or you're wicked. You're either non-elect or you party elect. You know, and when you go to Sirach 33, because good is set against evil. You know, this is Sirach 33 in verse 14. It says, "Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is a godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly." And that's right. Because the Lord, He's about balance. According to Proverbs 11:1. False balance is abomination to the Lord. You know, it says, verse 15 says, "So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another." Right? You know. So now let's go. You know, Malachi, the third chapter, verse. The point is in verse 18. I started verse 16 to build up the vibration. It says, "Then they that feared the Lord Yahweh spake often one to another, and the Lord Yahweh hearkened and heard it. And the book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord," right? Which the book of remembrance is the Bible, you know, and that thought upon his name. "And they shall be mine, said Yahweh of hosts, and that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth Yahweh and him that serveth not him not." That's right, man. So everybody come back in their light. You're either gonna serve Yahweh by Shimon Shai or you're not, you know. So yeah, I can just want to make a quick lesson on that. Everybody come back in their lot. And the Lord willing, I was edified. And until next time, Shalom.